Hi guys, this is the second part of our three-part series on the 9 golden rules of investing. In the first one, we spoke about the rule of 72, the rule of 70 and the 4% withdrawal rule. And in this video, we'll talk about the next 3 rules. But before we get into that, as always, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to the Money Control YouTube channel. Now, rule number 4 is 100 minus age rule. Now, this is one of the oldest rules of asset allocation, which gives a sensible solution to decide the proportion of debt and equity in your portfolio. It says that the percentage proportion of equity in your portfolio should be equal to the difference between 100 and your age. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Let's say you're 25 years old and you have just received your first paycheck. You want to start investing, but you're unsure about how much to invest in equity and how much in debt. But if you apply the 100 minus age rule, you will invest 100 minus 25, which is equal to 75% in equities. You can then invest the rest of the amount, that is 25%, in comparatively safer assets like fixed deposits and government securities. But if you are 45 years of age and are looking to invest in equities, then according to this rule, you will be investing 100 minus 45, that is 55% in equities and rest in safer investment vehicles. Now, this thumb rule shows how an investor's equity allocation reduces as he ages. If you are young and do not have many financial responsibilities and dependents, your risk appetite would typically be high. Hence, you can afford to dedicate a larger chunk of your portfolio to high return yielding securities, that is equities. However, a retired 60-year-old person would not have the same outlook, and such a person would prefer taking a risk-averse path to live comfortably during retirement. However, it's important to note that this equation alone should not dictate all your investment decisions, especially since your risk appetite may differ from someone who is the same age as you, depending on other factors such as personality, financial goals, dependence, etc. Next up is the 10-5-3 rule that provides an overall average annual return for 3 different investment classes: stocks, bonds, and cash. Now, according to the 10-5-3 rule, high-risk investments like stocks are likely to give an annual return of 10%, and medium-risk investments like bonds 5%, and low-risk investments like cash will yield 3% by way of interest on savings deposits. It's important to recognize that this rule is used for long-term investments, and by long-term, I mean over a period of at least 15 to 20 years. So we're talking about a rule of thumb that can help you determine your asset allocation for the long haul. Consider applying this rule to your retirement portfolio. Now, experts say that this rule works best when it is used in conjunction with the rule of 72. Now, so if you decide 72 by the rate of return for each of the asset class, you will know how much time it will take for your investments to double. In the case of 10-5-3, here's how long it would take for each of your investments to double. For stocks, divide 72 by 10, that equals 7.2 years. For bonds, divide 72 by 5 and you will get 14.4 years. And for cash, divide 72 by 3 and you will be able to double the savings in 24 years. Next up is the 50-30-20 rule, which is very simple in practice. It asks you to break your in-hand income into 3 parts. 50% of the income goes to needs, 30% for wants, and 20% to savings and investing. Now, in this way, you will have set buckets for everything and operate within the permissible amount for each bucket. Now, needs are those bills that you absolutely must pay and are the things that are necessary for survival. These include rent or mortgage payments, car payments, groceries, insurance, healthcare, minimum debt payment, and utilities. So 50% of your after-tax income goes to this basket under this rule. Now, these are your must-haves. Wants, on the other hand, are all the things that you spend money on that are not absolutely essential. Now, this includes dinner and movies out, the latest electronic gadget, etc. Anything in the wants basket is optional if you boil it down. So you allocate 30% of your after-tax income to this basket. Finally, try to allocate 20% of your net income to savings and investments. Now, this includes adding money to an emergency fund in a bank savings account, making contributions to a mutual fund account, and investing in the stock market. You should at least have 3 months of emergency savings on hand in case you lose your job or an unforeseen event occurs. After that, focus on retirement and meeting other financial goals down the road. So we've covered 6 out of the 9 rules of investing that can help you double your money. I will be back with the third and the final part of the series and take you through the remainder of the rules. Stay tuned to the space and don't forget to subscribe to the Money Control YouTube channel.